10 of the best men's winter fragrances, according to you. Let's talk about it.
Here's some codes to save you some cash on your next Middle Eastern, niche, or designer fragrances.
What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today we're going to be talking about 10 of the best men's winter fragrances according to you. So a few weeks ago, actually, yeah, this is pretty sad. About a month ago, I should say, I had a little community tab poll, or really just a question. What is the best winter men's fragrances in your opinion? So I went through the comment section and I looked at some of the most repetitive answers, and we're going to be basically talking about the 10 best men's winter fragrances according to you. So one of the most mentioned fragrances on this list has to be Carlisle. Parfums de Marly Carlisle is one of the most, or the best, winter men's fragrances, and I guess this would be all time. And to be honest with you guys, Carlisle is something I can absolutely respect and agree with. Carlisle does this tobacco, patchouli based fragrance with also a very nice and dense base sweetness as well. I will say though that this is not something that has much of like a youth factor at all, or a compliment factor really, but rather it's like this pretty sexy date night serious vibe for sure. It smells like money, but it's grown man, it's earthy vibes, a super sexy fragrance, absolutely a super sexy fragrance. Personally, I wouldn't say that this is my favorite Parfums de Marly from the entire collection, or even one that I think you should start off with, but rather the one that I think you should start off with is another one that was actually mentioned a lot. Parfums de Marly has to be one of the top 3 fragrances that was mentioned a lot of. The next one that I found to be mentioned quite frequently is going to be the one that I find the easiest to start out with, and it's Parfums de Marly's Layton. Layton is such an easier fragrance to start off with in comparison to Carlisle because of the versatility when it comes to the age groups that can actually rock this fragrance. So Parfums de Marly Layton really reminds me of like these apple pie vibes, super sexy. Also has like this undertone or a mentholated vibe to a lot of people. For me personally, it's not something that's off-putting by any means, and I still think it's a super sexy fragrance. I've gotten so many compliments while rocking Layton, and I've signature scented that one even during warmer weather for sure. The versatility on that one is much greater than something like Carlisle, or even much greater than the next fragrance that a lot of people also voted for, which is Parfums de Marly's Wajan. Parfums de Marly Wajan is the 3rd best men's fragrance of all time on this list, and I can respect that, man. They've got a lot of awesome fragrances. They've got a lot of great fragrances. Another one that was mentioned was Althair, and I respect that. I really enjoy Althair, especially more recently. But back to Wajan. Wajan is like the super spicy, just cinnamon bomb, really. It's cinnamon, it's earthy nuances, it's got some sweetness in the base as well. This is not really that easy of a fragrance in comparison to some of the other ones, and it's a lot more special occasion, or special occasion reserved, I should say, type of fragrance. It's super cinnamon bomb, but so sexy. The first couple times I had a hard time picking it up when I initially smelled that DNA, which is I think during its release or launch, and after some time I just got addicted to it, and I found that it is one of my favorite cinnamon based fragrances. So Wajan, I can absolutely respect that. So that was number 3. Number 4, believe it or not, this one got significant votes, and it's Mercedes-Benz Club Black. I have to admit that I agree with this one here. Mercedes-Benz Club Black has to be one of the best vanilla-based, do I want to even say cheapy? Because it's really not that cheap. But aside from that is the fact that it just smells really good. I mean, cheapy doesn't really come with the notion that it's a bad fragrance. So yeah, cheapy. You can find it for around $50 to $65, and really at around 55 bucks, I think that's a sweet spot. It's actually worth it. I stayed away from that fragrance for a long time because I wasn't really expecting, come on, man, it's a Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Like seriously, it's not gonna be that good. No, seriously, it is that good. Actually, it competes with another Arabian oud vanilla-based fragrance that I have. It's called Tertil Silver, and in fact, it's a more unisex version. Tertil Silver does that vanilla. It's a bit more on the femme side, but it's still very unisex. But Mercedes-Benz Club Black, I mean, you might as well get that one, honestly. It's a really, really good fragrance, and it does well, especially during the cold time, and even during the spring and fall time, it's not bad. The next one that was mentioned a lot is gonna be Dior Homme Intense. I respect this one. It's not gonna be my favorite personally, but I can see the mass appeal with it. It's got this super sexy, seductive Zoolander squint eye vibes. Did he just say squint eye? Yeah, literally, like Zoolander, yeah. All jokes aside, it's got like the super sexy, seductive, approachable type of DNA. It focuses mostly on this pear musk, a lot of ambrette, and some of this buttery lipstick type of iris. Pretty strange, or like just think of crayons, man, or Play-Doh. That's kind of what it smells like. I love it. It's super addicting, sexy ass fragrance for sure. For whatever reason, something about the ambrette or something kind of gives me a headache sometimes. I really hate the fact that it does that for me because I absolutely love that fragrance DNA. But for me, my main pick is going to be Dior Homme Parfum, but this is not about me. This is about you guys. So Dior Intense, I respect that, and that was number 5. Another one on this list was Spicebomb Extreme. Yeah, that's no surprise. Number 6, Spicebomb Extreme, and I agree with that to the fullest, like to the max. Spicebomb Extreme is one of the best men's fragrances of all freaking time. It's melted vanilla ice cream with some spices, super mass appeal, sexy, especially in the realms of spicy-based fragrances. A great fragrance as well. The next one that was mentioned quite frequently as well is Xerjoff's Naxos, and this is another one that is a fantastic fragrance as well. It's this blonde, ambery, honeyed tobacco fragrance. Pretty light in scent profile while still being a relatively long-lasting fragrance. So it's not light in terms of performance, it's light in the way that it actually smells, which basically translates into diffusivity and more of a mass appealing factor, if you will. So it's a lighter take on tobacco-based fragrances, actually a pretty natural smelling one, and one of the best tobacco-based fragrances for sure. It is one that I reserve more so for like spring and fall time rather than the winter time, and it performs best in those weathers as well. Not freaking bad either. Number 8 is gonna be Lancome Elixir. Lancome Elixir was mentioned a lot in this fragrance list as well, and I can respect that as well. One of the more interesting fragrance releases for sure. This one, when it first came out, I absolutely fell in love with it, and I started to really appreciate it, but my appreciation has kind of gone down when actually smelling this one in the air on others. So while I think it's one of the best from JPG, Lancome Elixir is one of the better ones from the whole Lancome DNA in my opinion. The only thing that, in my opinion, competes with it is going to be Ultramall. I still love Ultramall. Genuinely still love Ultramall. Lancome Le Parfum is a good one in my opinion. I mean, I know a lot of people love that one. I'm surprised it didn't pop up on this list, but yeah, Lancome Elixir. I can respect that. I really like that one. One of my favorite fragrances from JPG is gonna be Scandale, the original. Number 9, Tom Ford's Noir Extreme. This one deserves it. This one's relevant now, it's gonna be relevant tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after. I don't rock that one as often as I would like to wear it, but it is a pretty good smelling fragrance. I don't know how relevant it's gonna be in, say, like the next 3 to 5 years, and I'm hoping they come out with, you know, amazing fragrances in comparison, and they really have been. A lot of these elixirs are just coming out, they're coming out hot, man. They're coming out hot. That is a hard or a tough fragrance DNA to beat, but the way that things are trending, they're coming out with more vanillic, syrupy, spicy-based fragrances. Yeah. If you guys can do like a better than Tom Ford's Noir Extreme, I'm all for it. But until then, it's an amazing fragrance. Amazing vanilla spice fragrance. Last one, Azzaro the Most Wanted Intense Eau de Parfum. Very rightfully so, and I think one of the best flankers for sure. Ambery, toffee, super sweet, borderline gourmand, sexy date night fragrance. This is, man, signature scent for me during the winter time and even during the fall time as well. Solid list, man. 10 fragrances that are honestly some of the best men's winter fragrances. Honestly, some of these I'd rock even during the spring and the fall and maybe even the summertime. So great list. I appreciate everybody who contributed to the list. If you want to be included in the next According to You list, make sure to click the link down in the description. I'll have it linked straight to the community tab, or you can just go ahead and click the community tab and check out the next question. So the next list will be based on the question that I asked. The most common answers are going to be featured in that list. Check the description for the link, click it, and put in your answer. Make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and until the next video, peace.